There's anger in the ashes on the north shore of Conception Bay, misery in what's been lost, and accusations filling a void where people just want the truth.
I feel that the law enforcement really let us down. I really do.
I don't know what happened. No one helped us.
We may not have gotten this one done perfectly.
This is ground zero for the so-called Kingston fire. It started here on August 3rd, burned out of control for nearly a month, destroying close to 200 homes, all the way from here in Kingston to 15 kilometers north of here in Northern Bay. The damage is hard to put into words, but people here say they saw this coming. Each sunny day this summer, when the winds blew from the southwest, a group of retirees would patrol these woods out of fear for the next fire.
There's the tree right there. See that tree?
That's where the camera is. That's the camera.
You can't see it? You still can't see it?
Got to zoom right in
You
to
can't
see.
see it? There's your camera.
There it is.
There it is, yeah.
Right there. And the motherboard's there on the ground under that camera.
Yeah. We were very well hoping to come up with some idea who's been going around starting these fires so we could bring it to other sources that could be put a stop to it before devastation happened. And unfortunately, we didn't get to do it. So, in one way, it makes you feel like you didn't do enough for the community, but at least we tried.
It started in early May with fires on back-to-back days. The second of those fires on May 7th took hold, spreading through Adams Cove and destroying a dozen homes. The fires kept coming. May, June, July. Dave King's shed became mission headquarters for a group of amateur detectives convinced there was an arsonist on the loose.
This had nothing to do with cigarette butts. This had nothing to do with broken glass. This was someone intentionally trying to burn us out.
King was one of the lucky ones. The rest of the men around this table lost everything. Bernie Judge is still wondering where it all went wrong.
It sure did a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
After that May fire, I think that a lot of people started to clue in that we've got a problem here. You were on guard. You were scared to go for groceries. Somebody, your wife would stay home, or you would stay home, and you know, that's what it came to.
The terror reached a pinnacle with fire number 12, the Kingston fire. Parts of the North Shore were ordered to evacuate on August 4th. Broad Cove resident George McNeil forgot his passport and was escorted back by police.
When we were turning in the driveway, we could see smoke in the fire about 50 feet behind the house. Got my passport, we come out, and the fire department was here saying, "Get out now." And when we looked back, it was probably 25 feet from the house, and we knew our house was gone.
The evacuation order lasted 25 days, 196 homes gone. In the wake of the fire, there were burning questions. Chief among them, where were the police?
We done everything we could do to stop it, but we had no help. We had to take it all on ourselves. And look what happened. And that's what we found at the fire site.
Much of the controversy on the shore centers around beer cans, believed to be used as incendiary devices. Like this one, found after a fire on June 23rd.
It was one fire right here, see it right ahead of my bike. After the fire was put out, a friend of mine around the corner just went for a bike ride and just turned around a little past the fire and found a tin can with grass sticking out of it. Took pictures of it in the tin can, sent it to RCMP, never heard a word.
July 31st, another can is found. Jeremy Howell says his mother found it about 10 feet away from a fire she'd reported to the RCMP earlier in the summer.
I asked her and said, hey, just go see if there's a can around. People have been finding cans throughout the summer. That's when she found a can. And she called about that can as well to RCMP.
Howell says he and his mother made repeated calls to the RCMP in nearby Harbour Grace, but nobody called them back until after the Kingston fire.
It wasn't until August the 4th, which is the day after the Kingston fire started, when I had a connection through Major Crimes and got a hold of them. And they came out here right to Smile Point, right to this house, and took the can from me at that point.
We also spoke with a man from Kingston who believes his CCTV footage captured crucial evidence of a fire on July 30th. We're not naming that man because he believes an arsonist is at large and that footage could put him at risk. He says he called the RCMP 7 times to report what he found, but never heard back. He eventually drove to St. John's to confront senior RCMP leadership at a media briefing on August 5th. He says the RCMP didn't retrieve the cameras until August 9th, when they landed a helicopter on his front lawn as his house was surrounded by fire. The whole experience has left the man wondering where the RCMP was before the Kingston fire. The RCMP is now looking inward, trying to figure out what went right and what went wrong. The force says one thing is clear. A busy wildfire season across the province left the Harbour Grace detachment stretched too thin.
The Trinity Conception District remains one of our busier areas and struggles with a high call volume and a high crime severity index. So they're already busy. They were coping with having to contribute several members to these public emergencies as well. So definitely under significant strain in the days and weeks leading up to the outbreak of the Kingston wildfire.
Investigators were brought in from St. John's before the Kingston fire, but only to assist, not to lead. That's something Inspector Ossinger says he'd do differently today.
With the benefit of hindsight, certainly.
Ossinger acknowledges the response could have been better and says he understands why people are upset.
My message to them would simply be to say that they have a right to expect a proper, thorough, diligent response from their police service. And I'm completely willing to acknowledge that we may not have gotten this one done perfectly.
For people who lost their homes, it wasn't nearly enough.
I don't think we can depend on the law or the government or whoever's in charge. And like I say, I don't know. Maybe they just don't have the resources. Maybe they need more resources. Maybe there's other things going on. But I don't think there's anything more important than 196 homes lost.
Do you feel like all of this could have been prevented?
Absolutely. To try to prevent all this from happening, and it's, in one way he said, could have we done more, but I don't know, we just didn't get the help to do more. And, it's just pure devastation.
Frank Reynolds is in the process of rebuilding. So is Bernie Judge and George McNeil. But fear still lingers on the North Shore.
That person's incarcerated, locked up, something done with them. We're under the threat. Is either we're going to get the fire or another community here is going to get what we went through. This is not over. Anyone thinks it's over, this is not over.
Ryan Cooke, CBC News, Broad Cove.